My name is Mitchell Heber. I am 24 years young. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm here to share my smile with the world and hopefully bring a smile to your face. So again, hopefully you're smiling today, enjoying life. And the topic today was, have you ever been dealt an undesirable hand, but you want to look at life like you were dealt a royal flush? So this is something that I've been asked before by a good friend of mine, and we all go through these struggles in life, right? And it can be pretty frustrating. It can be hard, and it's hard to stay positive and hold this faith when you're dealing with so much undesirable things that could happen in your life. For instance, I've had multiple surgeries due to some snowboarding accidents in my life, and the best way I had to go about that was really commit to my process of healing. I wasn't addicted to when I was going to heal or when I was going to feel better again, but understanding that process and my commitment to gaining my health back and taking control of that. So how many of you have ever been in a position where you just were stuck, you've had an undesirable hand, something happened in your life that was out of your control, whether it was an injury or maybe it was a breakup in a relationship or maybe some financial struggle or something along those lines. And again, these things hit us all the time, like you get smacked in a wall, in the face by a wall, or you run into a wall, and there's so much you can do to really get out of it, and that's innovate out of that problem. If you do hit a wall, essentially get a ladder, climb up over it, or put on your running shoes, run around it, or there's so many options they could do. Get a jetpack and fly over it. I don't know, but there is a lot, and it can be extremely frustrating. And like Einstein says, what's insanity? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So if you're going to just sit there in front of that wall and stare at it, obviously you're not going to go anywhere. So you're going to go insane because you're driving yourself crazy, being stuck in that same thing. And I like to look at this cycle as the same thing going on in your mind. We get frustrated and caught up with the same stories that go in our heads. And, you got to innovate out of that story, essentially. So what a lot of this comes down to is really conjuring up some faith and having a vision on where you're going. If you get hurt, if you have an injury, focus on that end result, but work backwards and set and commit to it. And I was actually watching this video. His name's Inky Johnson. It's on YouTube, so I'd suggest to watch it. And he was, I want to say he was a college football player. And he was just about, and he was in the draft to go to the NFL, that following year. And he had an accident where he got rushed to the hospital. He was basically on his deathbed, and the doctors told him that he was going to basically never be able to use his arm again. And I think he said something along the lines like, "Doc, with no disrespect, do what you need to do, cut me open, but I'm going to walk out of here, and I'm going to be okay," basically. And at the end of the whole thing, they told him that he was never going to play or never be able to use his arm again. And he said, "No disrespect, Doc, but I will use this arm every day of my life." And this guy literally had to learn how to rewrite, shower, bathe, probably was his dominant hand that was injured. And now today he's a motivational speaker, and he talks about it. And this is this whole concept of, have you been dealt an undesirable hand, but you want to look at life like you were dealt the royal flush? And there's things that are out of our control, And for him, for instance, amazing guy, he was next in line to be drafted, and he was able to conjure up this faith and really innovate out of his own problem. He had a vision and saw himself where he could go, despite the result of what actually happened. So, we get tested every single day in our lives, from God, from the universe, and that's why I got to learn to innovate out of these problems and look at the bright side. Have that faith, have a vision on where you're going, and don't be addicted to that end result, because that will kill you. Life is good for what it is, and as long as you're breathing, if you have life in your body, that should be enough to keep you driving and moving forward every single day. And I think that's what's really important, and not reliving the story in your mind or of what happened. Just have faith in the process and really be thankful and give your gratitude for life for what it is. And you can literally do anything. Life is a blessing. So I just want to share this message with you today. Again, I highly suggest that you go check out this video by Inky Johnson. Very powerful, very inspiring, and this is kind of what inspired me to get on this video today with all of you. And I wanted to share just, don't be addicted to that process, or don't be addicted to that outcome, but follow that process, what's in your heart, and be committed. If you don't commit to your recovery, if you don't commit to, your relationship, it's going to fail. And that's going to leave you sad and upset and frustrated, and you're going to be stuck in this, same routine, whatever, this story playing in your mind over and over. What's insanity? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. You're not going to get a new result if you don't change your habits, if you don't change the story, or your mind. So again, hopefully you guys got some value from this today, and I encourage you today to just think about what you're doing, or if you're stuck in a situation, just conjure up some faith and have faith in your process and believe in it. Again, life is a blessing. Be thankful for it. We're all going to have struggles. We're going to have these pitfalls, and just innovate out of it. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully you guys, again, got some value. Those of you who have jumped on, thank you very much. Those of you in the replay world, thank you very much as well. And remember, I love all of you. Keep smiling. God bless, and have a beautiful, blessed day. We will see you very soon. All right, talk to you later.